Hey, Autumn, so did you see that on Saturday we have a final exam from 5 to 7? And I think on Tuesday I have one too from 2 to 4 p.m. What about you? Autumn. Autumn.
Huh?
Autumn. I'm talking to you about the final exams that we got on Saturday. We actually have one together, 5 to 7.
Interesting.
Why don't you ever put your phone down and have an actual conversation with me? What?
Did you see this Facebook video? It's how to bake air.
So do you believe that the technology that we have, does that like run our society, or us as society, like you and me, take what the technology that we've been given and then that determines our society?
I feel like it more so determines, like it's an added thing. So like for me, I was looking up actually course requirements for an internship over the summer. So I feel like it's like a quick little, oh, I can look this up while I'm walking to the library to figure out how to print the forms out. So I feel like it's an added thing, but I know some people it's like they're attached to their phone 24/7, so it can go either way.
What were you doing on your phone when you were walking to wherever you're going, to class or whatever?
I was picking music.
You're picking music. And how do you normally communicate with like your friends and your loved ones? What's your preferred method of communication?
I mean, like, I prefer to do it in person, but like I definitely text a lot.
Okay, but you would rather have a face-to-face conversation with your friends, your loved ones, rather than send them a message or communicate via social media?
For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think that technology is inherently good, bad, or neutral?
I think technology on its own is inherently neutral. I believe it's how you use it that defines the moral standing of it.
Okay, and as we walked up before we interrupted your path to where it is that you're going, you were on your phone. What was it that you were doing on your phone?
I was texting my sister.
Okay, and how do you normally prefer to communicate with people, especially being a psych major? Would you rather communicate with them via social media, online, email, text, personal, face-to-face?
Depending on the person. If I can, face-to-face is the best, but if I can't, like, my sister's in North Carolina, so I communicate via text or call, depending on if we're busy or not.
Okay. All right. For the 2016 presidential campaign, what was your main source of news and updates?
Social media. As a social media marketer, everything, I look at everything through social media, obviously.
Okay. And do you think that people feel like they're getting accurate information when they're following on social media?
It depends their source, but usually it's not as accurate as it can get, honestly. I think after so many people like adjusting the story, you don't know which story will be the real one.
And do you find it more strategical to go through social media to push out news faster?
Definitely. Everything you want to push out. I mean, what I do for a living, it's definitely just push out advertisement through social media, and there's no better advertisement or no better way to get to like billions of people just through one source. So I think social media is definitely the key to everything right now.
All right. Do you think that technology is inherently good, bad, or neutral?
I feel like technology is neutral itself, but the intentions behind technology can go either way depending on the party who creates it.
Do you believe that? Do you believe in the technological determinism theory, which means like technology determines how we as a society are shaped and use that technology? Or do you think that we as society take the technology and then shape it and make the technology what it is?
I think the technology definitely shapes us and how we live our lives.
Okay. And do you think that technology is inherently good, bad, or neutral?
I feel like it's inherently good, yeah.
Okay. Why?
I feel like the purpose of it is always to help us, not in a sense hurt us. So.
Okay. And did you follow the 2016 presidential campaign at all?
I did.
And what was your main source for news and updates?
Snapchat, and yeah, that's basically it.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
Was it? All right, girls, excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you, but I noticed that you guys were out here. You're actually making eye contact with her. Your phones are out, face down, and you're not ignoring her, just scrolling and saying yeah. So what are you doing?
We're doing an evaluation right now.
Okay.
So it'd be rude if I was like on my phone while she's like
It would be
asking
rude.
me about things. So
How often do you have conversations with people and they're ignoring you, scrolling through their phones?
More often than not, because I really, I'll literally walk away from a conversation if they're not paying attention to me, just giving me yes and no answers because it annoys me.
yeah, and I won't finish my conversation if they're start to go on their phone because I'm like, you're not listening to me, so
What's the point?
quiet.
Okay, so this question is going to be funny because obviously you guys like to communicate interpersonally, right? But
Yes.
so do you feel more comfortable communicating through technology or interpersonally?
Interpersonally, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the visual contact instead of through social media because you can't really feel people's expressions through text or phone calls. So I feel like in person is better.
Yeah, I think 80% of body language expresses how you're feeling. So if you're in text, you can't actually tell what the person's emotions are.
It's too open to interpretation or how you're feeling at the
Yeah.
moment.
For
Yeah.
sure.
All right, girls, thank you.
Oh, keep it. Come on now.
Sorry, I apologize for the shine coming off of my head.
Come on, makeup artist, come on. Come on. All right, here we go.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Tiana. This is Dr. Charleglio. He is going to be talking about. Okay, hold on. Wait. We need to. What are we talking about?
You want me to just introduce myself?
So you don't even have to say that. You can just be like, hey man, so this is Tiana, my partner for my project. And so we've got a bunch of her friends and we've already done a survey of a few of the students at our school, but it has to be organic, not like you're reading it off a piece of paper, like you're talking to him normal.
What do we want to run through? What do we want to have Chris talk about?
The only thing that I wanted him to say that they're already observing this phenomenon about what he was saying about the middle school kids and their phones and being together.
So after we introduce everyone or whatever, how do we want to transition into that?
No, I think she's saying we don't have to do an introduction.
Okay, all right, cool.
Because down below it'll just say who we are anyway, and
we can edit things like that in. He said we can add little bubbles to come up on the side and be like.
And this conversation happening right now is actually pretty good for it, right? Isn't that what you're looking for?
Yeah,
that's what I said. Anything that we recorded, and this could go in like that. How do we figure out how to make this sound organic? Well, you know what? It never will sound organic again because we're trying to stage it. But could you maybe just talk to us about what it is that you're already observing, since I freaked out because it was directly related to what we were actually trying to do in a skit?
So I asked you, and what the class is about. So the title of the class is what?
Communications and technology.
Communications and technology. And you had mentioned that you were talking about how people are now using technology for new forms of communication that didn't exist in the past, right? This is a problem that I'm seeing every day as a teacher and as a professor, where the art of communication is I feel like it's dying. But I used to say in the age of text and instant messaging, but that was before Snapchat and Instagram and stuff, where you are now expressing yourself through pictures. And so now not only do you run the risk of having, in this case, students who are texting each other rather than trying to call or communicate face-to-face, which is my preferred method of communication, which is why I like this better than, say, if we were on the phone. I hate talking on the phone. But a lot of people get uncomfortable with this because it forces you to make eye contact. It really kind of tests the level of comfort you have. But, you have these kids, they're sending pictures to each other, and they're talking. The topics of conversation are now about the things that were posted online rather than the stuff that was done. Not about how was your fun trip to wherever. It was, hey, I saw your Instagram posts from then and how you put 4 of them in a sequence that meant this thing. It's about the posting. It's about the communication rather than the actual communicating. You know what I mean? And that has become really, in my mind, to me, obnoxious. I can't stand it because people then are no longer practicing being comfortable with each other, talking to each other. Good thing.
You just said that the ambiguous nature of the internet gives me the ability to hide behind a fake avatar, a fake username, a fake profile, and that makes me a coward.
I find it cowardly when you want to express an opinion and you don't want to put your name on it, and society, because it's becoming so normalized, society is accepting it more and more as like just, hey, that's just how it's done. No, yes, we've had pseudonyms in the past. Great examples like presidential elections, the election of 1800 when Jefferson and John Adams are running against each other. Two best friends. And the stuff that they said to each other anonymously was horrible. Like one of them said that the other was gay, and the other guy said that the other one was dead. Oh my God. So that people wouldn't vote for him because they thought he was dead. I mean, it was nasty. That's not anything new. But
well, it's becoming more and more acceptable to the point where if you have to tell somebody a story or something that just happened that's very crucial and you need to get it out as fast as possible, and you have to say it through your voice, so you call them because you're confident enough to call them, but instead the person hangs up or doesn't pick up, and instead they go to texting. They say, what's up, or what can I help you with? But it's like, what are you really going to accomplish through texting?
Yeah, and how much context and detail can you get out of 100?
And you miss the nonverbal cues.
It depends on what social media medium you're using, right? If it's Twitter, what is it, 150 characters?
Something like that. Yeah.
150.
And that's sad that we don't know that, though. We should.
I don't have Twitter. We should. Why should we?
Because some people say that that's the medium that we're using, but it is because we're not getting all of the extra cues and feedback from facial expression. Like my kids that I teach now do not understand micro expressions. They cannot read my face and are completely, totally amazed when I'm able to read their faces. When I could say, you just lied to me, or what else are you hiding? And they're like, how do you know that? Because I can. Yeah, you have these little tics. You have these micro expressions.
We hope you enjoyed watching our video.
Technology can have positive and negative effects on communication.
It'll be fun to see what future technology brings to us.